on the bulletin. You're one of the people who think an assessment of what government has put resources to is in order to warrant the e-levy charges. Is this fair when governments over time are really unable to get the needed monies to really implement their infrastructure projects?
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me. And good afternoon to our cherished viewers and listeners. In the first place, if the government wants to raise money for infrastructure development, roads, bridges, dams, whatever, the government, one thing you have to accept is that the government can do so much of this within a certain period of time. The government cannot build all the kilometers of roads we need in this country within the next 3 years. All right? So what the government has to do is to prioritize on which areas that need roads most urgently in order to stimulate and support growth.
Right.
We have seen Dr. Baumia on Joy FM talking about the lack of growth, which does not bring in the much needed tax revenue to support or finance government activities. That he used to criticize the NDC government when they were in opposition.
Right.
The same thing is happening. The government is not able to raise much tax revenue because the economy is not growing. And the economy is not growing because for a long time, we have not had any strategy of growth as a country. All right. Now, if the government wants to tax levy to finance road infrastructure and other projects,
right,
the question we have to ask is whether the levy, when I'm transferring money from my technology wallet to my son for his stipend, maintenance in the university, does it constitute any productive activity? Is it supported by any productive activity? Or is it merely transfer payment? Government should not tax transfer payment. If I buy 1,000 tubers of yam from Bolivia and I transfer 1,000 cedis to pay for the 1,000 tubers of yam, that 1,000 tubers of yam is my working capital.
Okay.
Government should not tax working capital.
But Doc, don't you think it is a very innovative approach to really getting all projects and plans of government achieved and transform the fortunes of the country?
Sir, please, the line was not clear. Could you please come again?
Right. What I'm asking is, don't you think this is a very innovative project, avenue that government is adopting to transform the lives of residents in the country?
There is nothing innovative about it. It is rather a desperate and immoral tax or levy that is being imposed on Ghanaians. Right? It is a short cut to progress. We must go back to the basics and find out how to properly formalize the economy so that those who are not paying taxes will declare their income. One characteristic or feature of an informal economy is that people who are engaged, a large section of the population who are engaged in productive activity are not registered, are not regulated, but also they do not report their income.
Okay.
So we must find a way of doing that. We can't do that through digitalization or digitization. That is a very lazy approach to building a modern economy. So we must not tolerate it at all. Like the toll levy, which has come to stay. If we allow this levy to to be passed, it will come to stay. And there has been this is a kind of misgovernance that this country has misgoverned for a very long time.
Right.
Where the government extract revenue from the people like a vampire, but does not provide the services that the people need, including basic or primary needs. We have a Ministry of Housing.
Right, Dr. Richardson, put briefly for us before you take leave of us, sir. So, the Deputy Majority Leader, Alexander Penyom-Making, insisted that the NDC or the critics of the e-levy should, propose an alternative. What do you propose?